Welcome in and welcome back to Polite for What. I'm your host, Red. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you've been here for a while, you already know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that share button so other people can see my content. All right, y'all, I'm back. I'm back to talk football for another week. We are going into week 15. We just ended week 14. It was some wild games that went on. And one of the wildest games that I've seen in a long time was last night. Like, if y'all watched that Chargers versus Eagles game last night, it was an absolute disaster on both sides of the ball. And with me being a Cowboys fan, I'm not gonna lie, I was hate watching. I was hoping that the Chargers would win this game, but it seems like they just kept giving it back to the Eagles. The Eagles kept giving the ball back to them. Jalen Hurts had 5 turnovers in one game. Like, Jalen Hurts has been a quarterback who don't turn the ball over much. I think coming to this game, he only had maybe 2 turnovers for the whole season, but after last night, he has 5. He had 4 interceptions, and of course, he had a fumble. So let's go ahead and talk about that for a second. Let me change this form. Hopefully, it's not in my face. But let's talk about that for a second. Like I said, this game was just a disaster on all fronts. Jalen Hurts 21 for 40 last night, 240 yards, and those 4 interceptions. I just thought I've never seen such a sloppy game on both sides of the ball by the Chargers and by the Eagles. If I'm not mistaken, the Chargers, I think they had about 2 or 3 turnovers as well. Like I said, they just kept trying to give the game back to each other. But I ain't gonna lie to you. If this was any other team and the Eagles turned the ball over 4 times, this would easily been a blowout. Easily been a blowout. But the fact that it was 22-19 and it went into overtime is mind-boggling to me. Because I can tell you right now, if the Cowboys turned that ball over 4 times, it would have been an absolute blowout. This game was just so ugly. And I'm not gonna lie, the whole night, I'm just screaming at the TV. I'm like, oh my guys, like Justin Herbert, do something with the ball. If they turn the ball over, why y'all should not be kicking field goals? Like, you gotta take advantage of the opportunity, score a touchdown. And it seems like every time the Eagles gave the ball back to them, they didn't want to do anything with it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this game is just it's terrible on our friends. We ready to go to bed at this point. I did not want to see that game go into overtime, but it ultimately did. Chargers came out on top, and now it gives my Cowboys hope to still make the postseason. Yes, if you like me, I'm gonna have hope until we are mathematically out of this thing. So right now, Cowboys, we are 2 games back. I wish we would have taken care of business on Thursday against the Eagles against the Lions, but we all know how that turned out. But yeah, right now we're 2 games back. I'm just hoping that the Eagles continue to fall, they continue to collapse, and just let the Cowboys get into the playoffs, because right now, if the Eagles were to win a division, it's going to be the first time in I think over 20 years that the same team has won a division back to back. So hopefully the Eagles get some L's on their record. Right now, I know the next game they do play against the Raiders, and the way the Raiders have been playing, I can see them winning that game, but I can absolutely see them losing to the Bills. The Bills is a tough team, and the way their offense has been playing, I really don't see them beating the Bills, but I think they probably do get that game against the Raiders this week. Now, if they don't get this game against the Raiders, like, they can just go ahead and hang it up flat screen at this point, because the Raiders are just absolutely terrible. And I don't even think Geno Smith is playing. If I'm not mistaken, last time I checked, I think Kenny Pickett is going to be playing in that game. So we'll see how that's going to turn out. But if they lose against the Raiders, man, they might riot. They might ride in Philly if this team lose against the Eagles. They've already lost 3 in a row. So this would make game number 4 that they lose. But like I said, hopefully they just continue to collapse and let my Cowboys sneak into the playoffs. Even though my defense did not play good, they let the Lions put a 40 ball on this. But hey, I'm not ready for the season to be over. I don't know about y'all, but it would seem like it takes football a long time to come back around, and the only thing we left with is basketball. Yes, we all love basketball, but I only like basketball when it comes to the playoffs. So please don't leave me with my Cowboys being out of the postseason. I gotta wait all the way into next year. Then I gotta watch another team go into the Super Bowl. So yeah, I'm not ready for the Cowboys season to be over. So hopefully the Eagles can continue to collapse and my Cowboys can sneak in, because I really do like watching our offense. Our offense has been really, really exciting this year. So I really like watching my boys play, but their defense they're kind of holding us back right now. So we're gonna see what the Eagles gonna do. Are they gonna continue to collapse, or are they gonna go ahead and take over the division? All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this next thing I have um that I seen actually. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. because I be on Twitter, I keep up with all my football stuff. And when I seen this come on Twitter, now this wasn't officially from the NFL. I think this is like one of those NFL pages that had posted today was talking about, oh, the coach was talking about signing Phillip Rivers. And I'm just like, man, this gotta be a joke. I said, Phillip Rivers, who ain't played in the NFL in 5 years, Phillip Rivers. But when the NFL broke the news from their page, I was like, oh, they were serious about that. They are really this desperate to go and get a man off of his couch. Y'all, this man has not played football since 2020. And it's not just so easy to get off your couch unless you're Joe Flacco and you come in and you can start winning games. It's just not possible. But like I said, desperate times calls for desperate measures, and the Colts are trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. They really called Phillip Rivers to come in to be that quarterback. So right now, I think the backup Leonard Riley, they don't think he's gonna play this week because he has a knee injury. And of course, Anthony Richards is also on this roster, but Anthony Richards has been on IR since October. He had some type of facial injury going on. So to be honest with you, Phillip Rivers is their only hope. Now, from my perspective, in my opinion, I probably would have called the Giants and say, hey, Giants, what y'all doing with Russ over there? Y'all not even letting Russ play. Y'all bitched him. What y'all want from Russ? Can y'all release him? Can y'all let Russ come over here and play? And before y'all jump down my throat and down my neck, I already know Russ has not been playing well. But sometimes we've seen it in the NFL. Sometimes a new destination in coaching really matters. So maybe Russ can go over here and pick this team up. They got a really good defense over there. They got some nice pieces on offense. So maybe Russ is the type of quarterback that can come in and help them save their season. Right now, the Colts, excuse me, they're falling. They're falling. I think they've lost like the last 4 or 5 games, and they are in the same division with the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans is red hot right now. The Texans have won 5 in a row. They got a really, really good defense over there. Actually, they probably have the best defense in the league right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Them boys, they bad over there. I can't even hate. I'm as a Cowboys fan, and I don't even like the Texans, but they have a really, really good defense right now. So I totally understand why the Colts are desperate to try to get a quarterback to come over there to help their season. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I still think that the Texans win that division. Like I said, they're on a roll right now. They got some tough teams coming up, but the way that defense been playing, I think they can. I think they can win that division if they can just get their offense on track. The offense has been playing very mediocre. They kind of stagnant on offense, but if they can score at least 16 points to kind of keep them afloat, maybe they can do something in the playoffs. But right now, we're gonna see. CJ Stroud got to step up. He's been playing like a shell of himself all year. We haven't seen that same CJ Stroud since his rookie year when he was going off. But I ain't gonna lie to you. If this defense can keep them afloat and they can just give them a little something on offense, I really can see the Texans going really, really far. I ain't gonna lie to you. But that's all I want to come here and talk about. Oh, before I end this video, also I want to mention one thing. Um, Phillip Rivers, he's actually he's supposed to be a 2026 Hall of Fame finalist this year. I don't know how I forget to mention that. He's supposed to be a 2026 Hall of Fame semi-finalist this year. And if he was to actually sign to the active roster, and it doesn't even matter if he takes a snap, but if he signs to the active roster this year, he won't be eligible to go into the Hall of Fame until 2030. So I don't know. That's something for him to kind of think about as well. Also, the last time he did play for them, he went 11-5 on the season. They did end up winning their division. They made the playoffs, but they ultimately lost to the Bills. So I can understand why they probably would try to go out and get a Phillip Rivers to bring them in to, try to help them. But I don't know. I just don't see it for Phillip Rivers. You're talking about a man who ain't played football in a long time. And we all know how hard it is to get off your couch and come play football. Unless you're Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco did it for the Cleveland Browns. He came in. He got, I think, 1 playoff game, maybe 1 or 2 playoff games that year. But it's not easy just to get off your couch and come play football. So he's gonna have to get back into football shape, and they really don't have time. They're scrambling right now. They don't have time for somebody to be trying to get in football shape when the playoffs are getting ready to start. And like I said, with those defenses, those linemen, those boys are fast. So I don't know. Phillip Rivers, I just don't see it. I don't see it for him coming in to save this team. Like I said, I think the Colts collapse and the Texans win that division. So that's just my thoughts on that. But this is all I have for y'all this time. That's all I want to talk about. That's all I want to pop in. I want to come to say. But y'all let me know down in the comments. Are the Eagles gonna collapse and let the Cowboys sneak in, or you think the Cowboys should just hang it up and get ready for the draft? Also, like, what do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about this Phillip Rivers things? Like, do y'all feel like they should go and get somebody else, or do y'all really think that Phillip Rivers can come in and take this team to the playoffs? I don't know. Y'all tell me down in the comments. But if you're not subscribed to the page, like I said, hit that subscribe button. We do go live each and every Monday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. We do talk about the Cowboys and the Texans. That is called the Texas Total. Like I said, we go live each and every Monday. But y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.